Thank you, yeah, go ahead. Go. This is terrific.
I wish I had my better camera.
You know what? We're going to take a picture with this camera and we'll send it to you.
Okay.
This is a 4K camera. High def.
I have a Canon 5D Mark III.
Oh, I love those things. Oh, you? Sony A7. You heard of Trey Radcliffe? Super freak. He was a Nikon nut. He got one of these in his hands, sold all his Nikon. He's a mirrorless. Half the way to the DSLR. So, I mean, Canons are beautiful. They see Hollywood movies with Canons.
I know.
The Sony AR?
I just started shooting video a little bit, just a little bit, with my 5D Mark III.
And the night shots are like blow you away.
Just when she was fishing, and they were fishing camp. Okay, when we were fishing, and she was helping Dad get the fish, and I was just taking pictures.
Go over to this microphone. I want to hear that. Pretty good, huh? You're getting your mom on.
She could write her own book.
Yeah.
About travels.
That's what we're done.
She's writing her epic murder mystery novel right now.
Neat. That is so cool.
But she's traveled. She's been to Mexico.
This one, you?
Yeah, I've traveled to
Caribbean.
I've traveled northeast, southwest, practically all over the Caribbean. I've been by the Bermuda Triangle. I passed through where they say the ships all get sunk and they disappear.
And you came back alive?
And I came back alive.
How did you do that?
I was on a cruise ship.
Oh, cheater. You'd set me up for this whole story. It sounded like an adventure where you were backpacking.
I know, right? It totally does.
Where were you, Madison? I was on a cruise ship.
She's been to Costa Rica,
Puerto Rico.
In a dugout canoe to a tribe in the jungle. And what? Yes.
Puerto Rico, St. Martin, Curacao, Colombia.
Gone to the equinox at March 21st.
Which happens every 100 years, and we've got to see it.
Why did you do that? Like, I mean, was it a planned thing?
We just happened to be
we just happened to be there, and we got to see
it.
There
was 40,000 people watching the snake go down the pyramid at Chichen Itza.
You have lived, this young child at 11 has lived more life than most adults. I mean, at 11, I got to go to Spuzzum. You know Spuzzum? About an hour and a half drive from here. Population 5 people when the babysitter's there. You know, it's just like a little hole in the wall. I haven't done anything. So Madison, I want to welcome you to the show. And
Thank you.
You came to the booth a little while ago, and I was just so enamored with you. Tell me about your book that you're writing, because Savannah is going to need to hear this.
Well, how it started was there was this unwealthy married couple. Like, they had nothing. And they had a baby, and they couldn't feed themselves. So, like, how could they feed their own baby?
Yeah.
So they gave her baby, so the baby's name was Annie. So they gave Annie to a maid. And she lived a good life, and she made friends with a Princess Allie. And Princess Allie, she didn't know that her father was, I got checked, and their parents had nothing. So they stole from a wealthy knight, and they got executed.
Like Annie's parents?
Annie's parents got executed from the king, which was Allie's father. And Allie had no idea until one day the queen fell deathly ill, and the king felt so much anger that he spit out that he killed Allie's friends' parents, and that he enjoyed watching them die in a slow, painful death.
You're kidding me.
And she was heartbroken, and she started to cry, and because the king said, "You are the worthless daughter," and like, I wish you never lived. And Allie got so upset that she said the meanest words back, and she's like, I wish you were the dead one, not Mom, and like, you were the worthless one, not me. And then the king got so angry at his daughter that he had her put to death the next morning.
You're kidding me.
Had her put to death the next morning.
This is a king that you don't trifle with, right?
No, he's really the killer if you anger him.
So is this set back in the 18th century, 17th century?
It's in the centuries because the kings and queens and the castles, and it was just, for some reason, I started writing it, and it just kept on pouring out of me. Like, I've read in it for 4 days now, 3 actually, and I already have 1,043 words.
No kidding. See that?
And I just can't stop. It just keeps on pouring out of me.
I wonder if Savannah Grace feels the same way that you do when she does her books. I mean, because really successful authors will say that. It just kept pouring out of me. I couldn't help it.
Like I just like it is type.
Yeah.
And then the including part is that Annie found out about Allie's execution. She felt so angry, and she was in tears. And then her adopted mom, the maid, I call her Mama Julie. And Mama Julie decided to tell her about her parents that day when she found out that her friend Allie was going to be executed. Because Annie was always happy, never was sad, never had a dull moment, always happy. And then Allie felt so confused of why Mama Julie would tell her that day. And it was just like, why would you tell me this? So she's going to the castle, and she grabbed a dagger, and she's going to go kill the king.
So what happened? Did she?
She's on her way right now, and on her way, she doesn't know how to kill anybody.
Okay.
She never knew how to kill anybody. But Mama Julie, she was friends with a girl named Sally, and she knew how to kill people because she helped the knights practice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she went over to her and she read a book of how to kill people. So she entered the...
Wait a minute, but there's a book, How to Kill People, in your book? I love that.
Yes, because she, like, you can't have a poem say, oh, this is how you kill people. You grab a knife, you punch them in the heart. That doesn't make sense.
It's kind of like How to Get Away with Murder, you know that show? I've never seen it, but it's the same thing,
Yeah.
like how to kill people.
And then, so she goes on her journey again, and she enters the king's bedchamber, and she hides.
Yeah.
He enters the room, but she just freezes. She's like, if I do this, Allie will never forgive me. So she's like, I don't know what to do. Like, should I or should I not? And she's just questioning herself, like, should I? But she doesn't know that Allie knows. So she's like, what if I kill her father? She'll be heartbroken because she just lost her mom. But Allie didn't know the reason why the king was going to kill her.
So what are we going to do with this king? Like, can he ever be saved? Or does he have to leave the picture? Does he have to die?
I'm probably going to make him, yeah.
Okay. Who's going to take his place?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm probably going to think of the second runner-up that's actually a good person.
I wonder.
I know it. My mom read it, and I talked to my grandma, and I read it to her, and she's like, are you reading a story? I'm like, no, I wrote it. She's like, whoa. I'm like, are you interested in it? And she's like, yes. I want to hear more.
See, your writing has a lot of complications. It has a lot of layers. It has a lot of stuff going
It's like,
on.
it's surprising you. It's just like, what? This happened?
You have to really pay attention.
Like, when I was reading it, and I was explaining, when I was writing of when Mama Julie told Annie about her parents, I was starting to cry about my own words. Because it just takes you into a deep moment like of sadness. Because Annie's freaking out because she's losing her friend, and now she has to hear that her parents died when she was only 4 months old.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But you get to craft the invention, or you get to craft the story totally yourself. So how do you come up with these ideas?
I just think, like, for 1 second, I just like imagine something, and then I just write it down. Like, sometimes I don't even have to think, I just type.
Is part of your story part of your life, like little increments?
Well, like the journeys of how she takes on her life.
Yeah.
Like the sadness in her life of losing people. Like I lost one of my best friends. Right? And I lost my grandpa 2 weeks ago. So like I understand why she would feel so heartbroken. That's why she would go to the king and kill him. But no one killed my grandpa. Like but like it's just the way of how she felt so much anger of who took them that she just wanted to go kill them.
But you know what I like about your writing style? You're gonna kill off this king, right? Sometime in the future you're gonna kill him. You're gonna replace him. But that's victory, isn't it? Like you've taken a bad guy out of this situation and you put somebody, you're gonna put somebody like a hero in the king's place, or something's gonna happen where it's gonna change people's lives and they're going to be more positive and they're gonna build their lives, right? You know what I'm saying? I think that's wonderful.
And the most shocking part about the story is that when Annie froze, she was going to sneak out, but the king heard
And what
her.
happened?
And she was going to be sentenced to death. But luckily she made her tracks. She said she was a maid. And she's like, I'm so sorry, sir, good sir. I didn't know you were asleep. I was just cleaning it around. Because the king did not know Annie. Because all he knew, that there was just a baby.
This is a good book. How do you do this? Like,
I don't know. It pours out of me. I can't explain how, but I just, for some reason, I don't even think about it. I just type.
Do you think that happens to other authors too?
I actually heard I heard on the news that a girl, she tried writing like a song multiple times, never good. And then until one day she just had a moment in her life and she just wrote the most amazing song. And I'm not saying that like I wrote it songs, but I'm saying I tried writing a story, never went well. Just like don't like it. I wrote a story about my life, didn't like it. I wrote it in some stupid fairy tale, hated it. For some reason now, I'm just in love writing.
So what changed? I mean, you've had a couple of stories and they didn't go anywhere. You weren't emotionally invested. But what changed about this one?
I don't know. It's just the way that I guess I just overgrew the crappy parts of writing. I just overgrew it.
So it's safe to say that you got rid of your fear of writing? Or what?
Well, like sometimes I'm a little bit shy of expressing myself.
You?
Yes. Yes, I'm sometimes afraid. I'm sometimes shy.
Really?
And this story, I'm just expressing how I'm feeling. Like some part, if I'm angry at a moment, I'll write an angry part of a story.
See, that's authenticity though, isn't it? You know, I mean, to really write about anger, you enter that emotional state about anger, and then you can do such a stellar job about anger, can't you? You can't write about anger if you're really, really happy, and you can't do
you can't say if you're really happy and you had to write a sad story. She's like, oh, she very happily teared.
Yeah, she very happily killed the king.
No, she was emotional that she killed the king.
Yeah.
Because you just killed a person.
Yeah.
You can't be happy about it.
Yeah. Do you think this book is a little bit of a healing for you too? Like a story about how you handle your emotions too? Is that
Well,
healing?
it's just like when I write, I feel like I can get into my own little part, like my own little paradise, and then I just stay there, and it just feels so relaxing when I'm writing, because it just feels like I'm having such a nice time. It's just so relaxing when I write.
This is very important to you, isn't it?
Well, I was never a writer when I was younger, and all of a sudden now this story, I'm just in love with it.
I can see why. So how many words do you think it'll be? How many pages do you want?
Well, so far right now I have 14 pages, and I want to go for a lot of pages. Like,
are you going to publish on Amazon? Kindle?
I'm not sure if I'm going to publish it, because I'm just 11 years old. I don't even know how to publish it.
I just put up a book and it didn't cost me a dime. I put it up on Kindle, Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything to put it up. Seriously. You got to seriously consider putting your book up on Amazon. Absolutely. Well, there's your mother. I thought she was saying yeah about something else.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you have a gift, if you have this gift, you owe it to the world. I heard this the other day. You owe it to the world to share your gift, because your story will help somebody else. Because in those stories...
Because it's inspiring.
Of course. It's like Savannah Grace's book. In those stories, people can draw gems, little gems about, oh, I like this, and I can really appreciate, I've been in that situation too, and this is how I felt, and this is how she overcame that. And I think it's really, really important. You think, young lady, about putting your book on Kindle. You just go to Kindle and it's easy. And in 5 minutes you can publish your book. I'm serious. And if you don't want to charge for it, don't charge. Put it up for free and see what happens. And I'll bet people will buy it, flock to it like crazy.
For some reason, I went on to Word document and I just started writing all the words that this most caught me is once upon a time there lived a not wealthy married couple. So that part, I kind of took the hard part of my family's life and I started it, and then I'm taking my part of my life and making it better, like as Annie.
So you're layering it with truth.
everything kind of got better. So like Annie had a hard life before the maid. Like the 4 months of her life, she slept on the ground. And the parents, they had no food, they had no house, they had nothing, absolutely nothing. Like you see people that are on the streets nowadays, they at least have clothes.
Yeah, the home.
They at least have money that people give them.
Yeah.
And these days, they just spit on the people that were homeless. They were like, "Oh, you're homeless. We're rich. Ha ha ha."
So this is a book about justice as well, isn't it?
Yeah. It's trying to get through life, but you can't because there's things holding you back. But you're ever so trying to break the brick wall. And that's what Annie's trying to do. She's trying to get through the heartbreak of her friend might be dying and her parents that died, that she didn't even meet. And she's trying to get through life, and it's like just so hard for her.
But she will be victorious, yes?
Yeah, she will get through life, and then hoping, fingers crossed, I hope you are fingers crossed that Allie will live. And I think what I want to do for Allie's execution is that I want her to almost be sentenced to death, like almost getting ready to die, and then Annie stops. Like Annie stops it. And the really horrible twist that I want to do is that Annie takes her
Rubbing
place.
your hands together.
That Annie takes her place.
Annie takes her place. Mm-hmm. It's like a soap opera. I have to really pay attention to keep up with what you're saying.
I know. That's what I wanted. That's my idea right now for Allie's execution.
Will you draw us in though with the?
I know. I just came up with it like right now on the spot.
Really?
Yep.
So that you just
I just came up with it right on the spot.
Excellent. High five, girl. This has been a wonderful interview. I could talk to you all day like this.
I know.
I think you have a wonderful gift.
But when you said to come interview, I was so nervous. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy wants to have an interview with me.
So what do you think of the interview? Pretty.
And then right now, I'm sitting here talking to you. It feels so relaxing.
Yeah,
like,
nothing to it.
This feels so usual.
It's just a conversation. It's just like you and I, if we were having a cup of juice or something, or coffee.
Yeah.
At a table out there. I mean, I find you fascinating. I find your book fascinating. I mean, for 11 years old, I mean, come on. How many 11-year-olds do you know that are starting to write a book? Very few.
No. Well, my friend Jessica, she goes to my school, and she's writing a story. And she's like, I've been writing this story since I was 6 years old. And but she's like, I'm kind of getting bored of it. So I'm like, I'm not sure if I should do it. But she's writing it more and more, like every little bit, every year.
Keep on writing.
I will. It might be like 1,000,000 pages. The book might be like this thick.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You know, I'm going to give you a little tip that I learned from podcasting. The word focus means follow one course until successful. That's what those letters mean.
Oh, wow.
And when you follow one course till successful, you will write that book. Good for you. I'm so happy you came on the show, Madison. It was
Me too. I was
fun?
so nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy actually wants to interview me.
Yeah,
like, I'm only 11 years old.
Yeah, and you're a superstar already. I think you're a superstar here.
I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, there's this guy and he wants to interview me. Should I do it? He's like, yes. There's like one in a lifetime chance.
Absolutely.
Like, how many times would you walk into a TradeX or a place like a thing like this and a person interviews you on their story that you're writing?
Yeah. Well, that's what we want to do. Your gifts are important.
Thank you.
So let's put them out there. And you have to publish a book. Promise me to put it up on Kindle.
All right.
All right.
I'll make sure my mom does it.
Oh, yeah. Piece of cake. In 5 minutes, I published a book on Kindle. In 5 minutes. Really? Yeah, I'm serious. And you can charge the smallest amount you can charge is $1.99, I believe. Put it up for $1.99. If she makes it and if it starts to sell money, she can use that money to write or take writing or whatever she wants to do, you know. But she will be making her own living through her own gift. Incredible at 11 years old.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see the book. What's the book going to be called? You got a title?
I might call it The Hard Life of Annie. I don't know. I haven't got a title yet, but it says Annie having a really crappy life, and then she tries to run through it.
And she does.
She tries to break the brick wall.
And does she find? She will, though, right?
Hopefully, my story, yes.
Well, you bring a couple of those bricks back for us, so we'll know exactly what's going on. Perfect. What a wonderful interview. I really like that. I enjoyed this.
Me too.
You're my star, my superstar.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madison. We'll let you go back to your mom now. Did you know that we talked for 21 minutes?
No.
21 minutes. It feels like 3 or 4, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Just go, boom, that's it.
And see, like how I said to you of how I thought the execution of Allie and Annie would take her place, and I just thought about like that on the spot. I'm just like, well, maybe we can do this.
But don't those brilliant ideas come to you that way? I mean,
Yeah, it just comes to me.
And you're thinking.
All of
in
a
the back of your
sudden,
mind.
like we're just talking about how Allie execution, like, oh, maybe Annie could take her place.
I think it's going to be a great story. I can't wait to see the book. So listen, I'm going to give you my business card. You give it to your mom, and you make sure that when you do that book, you send me the email link.
Oh, I will send you it, and then you might cry.
I think I will.
Some parts are you going to be crying because the part of like Annie taking her best friend, taking her place in the execution, like that's friendship right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's like 100 million gajillion %
Oh yeah.
friendship.
Oh my goodness.
It's like taking your place to die for your friend,
That's the ultimate.
and his and your friend's father killed your parents,
Yeah.
and you're taking her place.
That doesn't make any
Like-
sense. That's true love, isn't it?
And eventually she does find true love.
Does she?
Hopefully, yes.
This is a very good. Oh wow! This just keeps getting
I know.
better and better.
Yep. You're just like, I need to see this book.
Yes, and we need to see the movie.
I'm not sure they're gonna do a movie, but if Hollywood really likes my book, they're probably gonna make a movie of it.
Start with the book first, and then we'll talk movie rights later on.
Yeah.
As you heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen, Madison, superstar.
Age 11.
Age 11, so 11 years old, superstar. What a great child you are, and what a great interview.
Well, thank you.
All right, scoot, little one. Thank you so much.
So when can
Terry.
you hear this interview?
Give me a couple of days, and then